This is Mr. Melendez, and I will be performing a read aloud of the document, The Iroquois Wars. I'm going to be reading the entire document, and at the end of the document, there are 5 questions, and I will be reading those questions out loud as well. So let's go ahead and begin. The Iroquois Wars, the Iroquois Confederacy. The people in the Iroquois Confederacy called themselves the Haudenosaunee, people of the Longhouse. A confederacy is a group of nations that united together because they share culture and political systems. There are 5 nations in the Iroquois Confederacy. The 5 original nations of the Iroquois Confederacy were Mohawk, people of the Flint; Oneida, people of the Standing Stone; Onondaga, people of the Hills; Cayuga, people of the Great Swamp; and Seneca, people of the Great Hill. The Iroquois Confederacy is often classed as one of the oldest participatory democracies. A democracy is when people can all vote to decide who makes the decisions. Participatory means that everyone in the community plays a part and participates. Haudenosaunee means people of the Longhouse, and this name gives us a clue about how the Iroquois Confederacy works. All clans would elect a leader. This leader was a councilman. These leaders all had one vote each to make decisions. To make the decision final, every single leader needed to agree. When all people agree, this is called unanimity. You may have heard people use the phrase unanimous decision. This means all in agreement. Because the Iroquois were so well organized at home, they did well when fighting outsiders. In the 1600s and 1700s, these outsiders was mostly the British and the French had come to settle on American lands. Iroquois Wars. In the 17th century, the Iroquois went to war with the French colonial forces. These wars were called the Iroquois Wars. It was also called the Beaver Wars. The Iroquois Confederacy were involved in European fur trade, beaver trade, if we remember from before. The Iroquois hunted so much beaver that the beaver almost went extinct. So the Iroquois needed to expand their land, and this angered the French. There were a number of wars until 1701 when they agreed to stay neutral in the wars between the French and the British. So let's go ahead and go to the next page, and we're going to answer 5 questions. I'm going to go ahead and read them out loud along with the possible answers. So directions: answer the following questions. What do the Iroquois call themselves? A. The Hakanawawi. B. The Hoistanatowi. C. The Haudenosaunee. Or D. Hidamitoses. Question number 2. What is a confederacy? A. A tribe that is broken up into smaller groups. B. A group of nations that united together because they share culture and political systems. C. A group of people that got together to form a council. Or D. Many different states that form one big state. Question number 3. Name 2 tribes in the Iroquois Confederacy. A. Blackfoot and Apache. B. Sioux and Pawnee. C. Seminole and Navajo. D. Mohawk and Oneida. Question number 4. What does unanimity mean? A. Not all in agreement. B. All in agreement. C. Some in agreement. Or D. No one in agreement. And question number 5. What was the main reason for the Iroquois Wars? A. The Iroquois felt disrespected by the French. B. the French wouldn't share their crops and weapons with the Iroquois. C, because beaver almost went extinct, the Iroquois expanded their land and this angered the French. Or D, because the French were friends with the Hurons. All right, class. So, after reading the document and then answering the questions, when you answer the questions, you may highlight or bold your answers to indicate what you answered. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for today's read aloud and lesson. I hope you have a good day. This is Mr. Melendez, and I am punching out.